Welcome to the Born and Raised audio experience, presented by Onyx.
Saddlebags.
Come on in. Come on in.
Hey, Dirk.
We got a mic, bro.
Yeah!
Thanks, Dirk.
Hey, Dirk. Dirk, real quick. Dirk, could you do the Chupacabra bugle real quick for everyone? Just so everyone knows where we're at with this level of seriousness. We got Chupacabra bugle.
That was a Chupacabra bugle.
I wasn't doubting you. Alrighty, guys, welcome to the Born and Raised 2.0 or Land of the Free 2.0 wrap-up party. How many people were here last year?
Thank you.
So we had a lot of fun last year. Man, it was a good time. I think we have a bigger crowd this year, bigger group. So hopefully we can keep it all together. But yeah, we had a great time last year. Thank you guys all for coming again. Thanks for Born and Raised for making this all possible, for putting this stuff together.
Thank you, Cody, for making the trek from Montana, now that you're out of Oregon, to the host and MC this event.
And for each of these guys who made the travel here, it's really humbling to have you guys all here. It's pretty awesome. It shocks me to death that we actually counted the chairs right.
I put Wes on that one.
So last year, I kind of made a little bit about Trent and Cody, and this conversation I had with Trent about kind of making this a real thing. And it was kind of cool last year to see Trent and Cody put it together and have a real job. I don't know if it's a real job, but
If you ask my wife, it's a real job.
It's a real job.
oh, your wife's in the crowd. Let's keep it a real job.
Love you, man.
But over the last, I would say, year, but also 2 years, just to see them put this together, it's even more than just this job or like creating a career in the hunting industry. What I think Born and Raised has done in a big picture is kind of brought us all together and created this brotherhood. And you never really saw that in the hunting industry before this, but the quote BRO or bro has really come to fruition because like you look around and we're all this brotherhood. And that's what I love about Born and Raised is they kind of bring people together and elevate everything to just a different level. And it's just fun to be around positive people. We talked about that last year. And it's just, it's cool to see you guys push that to not only within the industry, but to the fans, to the people watching, and to kind of take that brotherly love, if you will, and spread it around.
I think that's like the craziest thing is comments, feedback, meeting. Like it's so humbling having all you guys show up here tonight. And I've heard it tonight, like I feel like I know you, and I feel like we know you guys just based through the comments and interaction, and that is, it's really a cool experience to know all of us are in this together, so, yeah.
So, overall, should we talk a little bit about kind of like thoughts on how it went? We kind of want to hear that. We're going to get into, just like last year, we're going to do kind of a highlight reel of each state, but before that, I just want to say, did it go as well as you thought it would, and did it go better than last year?
It started different.
A little different, yeah. Well, real quick, I think it was about August 23rd, Matt Elliott from Benchmade, he's here tonight. He texts me and he goes, are you getting nervous? And I was like, nervous for what? And he goes, 2.0. Not until now, when he sent that text, was like, like, what if, we don't kill an elk? What if we don't hear a bugle? How is that going to be? And at the same point, it was like, let's embrace the change. Let's go have fun. Whatever happens is going to happen, so.
Do you feel like it ever hit you that there was ever a pressure to be successful or to create something that, like you have, with Land of the Free 1.0, if you will, it was never been done before. So there was no expectation. Did you guys have any expectations going into 2.0?
I think there's always expectation in anything you do. We did get together before it, and we all kind of just said, let's leave it all out there. Let's just do it as hard as we can, and what happens, happens. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, then they don't, And I think that's the way we approach this year, is just like, let's just go with it. And we learned a bunch. I would say that's every year. I mean, we get texts and all this stuff about, you guys are great elk hunters and stuff. Like, we learn so much every single time out. And I think even Dirk still learned. He may not. He may not. Yeah, but I mean, it's a learning experience every single day.
No, and it's cool to see you grow, and I think that's what makes it great, and what makes the Land of the Free project great is because you guys don't have expectations, and not that you don't have expectations, but you don't put that weight on yourself. So you allow yourselves to have fun, to grow, to learn, to screw up, and I think that's what speaking for the audience, what we all love about watching Land of the Free project. Would everybody agree?
So before we get this party started, we've got a handful of free stuff. Who wants some free stuff right
Let's
now?
throw some things.
You want some free
All right,
stuff?
you guys get up, throw some free stuff here.
Everybody loves free stuff.
Casey, upper deck.
Casey, you weren't lying. Dude. Oh, dude. That would have been next level.
Dirk wasn't the quarterback in high school. Let's just say that.
You guys are aggressive.
Does anybody have any ice for Dirk? We need some ice on stage.
That was fun. Can we do that again? Do we have any more stuff? Or you guys want to take off something? Trent already has half of his shirt
Coach would have
off.
put me in, we probably would have won state. I almost threw that T-shirt right over that mountain right there.
Coach should have put me in.
Put me in, Coach.
Trent's rocking the deep V about as far as you would possibly go right now.
It's bringing
We're at
sexy back.
Dangerous levels, everybody.
Every year.
Really
it goes down a buck.
bronzing. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Bringing sexy back. Yeah.
Say something and tell us what you say. Do your job, for crying.
I can keep talking. I could do this all night.
They're starting to get restless out there.
We shouldn't give both the brothers a microphone because it's way funnier when they have to argue.
I promise you it'll happen before tonight's summer. I promise.
I will duct tape this to my hand if I can.
Not giving it up. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna do a little playback of kind of the Oregon season. Tell me a little bit about Oregon this year versus Oregon last year.
Well, I don't know if you want to count them up, how many killed last year versus this year. It was a little bit different. Major difference.
I feel like someone should chime in over here.
They started backpedaling way before the season started this year. Just really trying to set the expectation that it was not going to be the same that we experienced last year.
Yeah.
Let me tell the story.
Okay.
Get the mic close.
When this thing evolved, 3 years ago on a steelhead trip, and you guys talking about doing this and then inviting us out, and you guys built this Oregon thing up to this giant plateau that we looked at and was like, that sounds cool.
No, it was a really low plateau.
No, it was
low
high.
Expectations, not a lot of
And then
elk.
when we showed up last year, it was like the bait and switch thing. That was the first time I was told that you shoot the first legal bull, which I was okay with. And then that's when you guys told us that you guys had hunted for 17, or was it 17 days?
We've done that before.
We've
yeah.
hunted for
Yeah.
17 days before we saw the first bull.
Yeah.
And
Before we
this
even
is-
heard a bugle.
This is Land of the Free 1.0. And so we show up and we're like, oh, this is going to be really hard. And then I kill a bull the first day. And I'm like, dude, this was easy. And then Brian kills a bull the third day. And then Steve kills a bull the fourth day. And Trevor, which you guys never saw because we kicked the baby bird, killed a bull the fifth day.
Appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Anyway, so this year we show up 2.0. I felt like they were like, we need to make sure that Casey experiences a Roosevelt elk hunt. Let's take him to some spots that we know there aren't elk in.
But hold on. Pump the brakes.
Did you feel that way,
If
Brad?
I remember
100%.
right, opening morning, we went right to where B-Mac killed his bull from the year before. So we took him into the honey pot, and it was empty.
Steve might have went through there the day before, though.
May or may not. Yeah. May or may not. May or may.
Steve, Operation Pots and Pans.
Yes. Well, but if you look at it in a different way, and for those of you that watched it, I mean, that first day we got on a bull, had a bugling bull, we just couldn't find him. Remember? Help me out here.
I believe we slept in the first day.
Second day, we got on that other bull, and I mean, that was a good situation, and a hunter came in and fouled us. So, I mean, right there, I mean, first 2 days, we should have shot two. If you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Should we show a
All right,
highlight?
guys,
Yeah,
let's show the
let's show
clip.
it, yeah.
We're going to show the clip, and then we'll talk about it.
Show a little
bit more.
highlight.
Smoked it. Smoked it.
Good. We got a bull.
I don't know, but I'm 99% sure I saw the arrow come out the other side of the elk.
Yes, it was.
That's a 5x5.
It's a 4-point, I think, isn't it?
Is it? I couldn't tell. Beautiful. Oh, that was great. Great. How far the shot? Where was he?
I don't know. I saw Casey come out from here on his second shot. I don't know how far it was.
That was so cool. Oh my gosh.
Let's go, look. Let's go. Get to Casey.
Thank you so much.
Real easy, Casey, huh?
No big deal.
So, what's your thought on Oregon after 2 seasons? As you still have 2 jaded seasons, by the way.
Simple.
It did take
is
a hard
such-
5 days.
Yeah, Oregon is such a rad place. Like, the beauty of it is top notch. But to me, like, and to our crew that we grew up hunting Rocky Mountain elk, it's so different. It's so different. But what I take away from it every year is, and I've talked to a lot of guys that have hunted Roosevelt elk the majority of their life, and they're like, dude, the fact that you've killed 2 Roosevelt bulls in 2 years is phenomenal. And I guess I don't look at it that way, but I look at it the way that I get to hunt with what I would consider the very most knowledgeable Roosevelt elk hunters in the world. And maybe that's not true, but that's the way I look at it, because that's the way I grew up.
I'll take it.
Like, no kidding. Who agrees? Who agrees? I consider myself a trigger guy the last 2 years with Brian last year. These guys guided us into 3 Roosevelt elk in 2 years. They are the freaking best in my eyes. And I'm just grateful that they allow us to come and do that with them every year for the last 2 years.
So, I was going to ask you guys, spending a lot of time traveling all over the country, hunting different states, things like that. Is it hold a little bit of nostalgia to come home and kind of hunt Oregon, even though you've experienced all different kinds of hunting and all different success variations, to come back to the old stomping grounds? Do you still feel like, oh man, this is how it started?
It's a love-hate relationship. I think for us, Roosevelt, like it's an amazing experience. We love hunting the coast. I would rather try to call a Roosevelt bull in every day of the week over trying to call a Rocky Mountain bull. Things have changed a lot, like with public land and access or access on private timberland. So in the last, I would say 4 years, the game has changed tremendously for us. So it is, like I said, a love-hate relationship. But there's nothing, opening day, they had a bull bugling, August 25th, So that's pretty amazing.
How about you?
I would agree with Cody, the love-hate thing, but I think what we've learned about and what we've been trying to, I guess, inspire other people to do is to get outside your comfort zone. And it took us a long time to do that. And we were comfortable in Roosevelt's. And when we set out in 2007, we wanted to make a film about Roosevelt hunting because nobody had ever done it. And so we did that, and we made the film. And it came down, like Casey was saying, it was a tough season. In the last 4 days of season, we each killed a bull all the last 4 days, the very last 4 days. It was really difficult. But we did that, but we've always wanted to hunt out of state. And that's what we try to talk to other people about, is inspire someone to do something that they're not used to doing. Like, this is our own backyard. We do this. And so, like, when the Hushin guys came here, it was like, okay, yeah, we're going to go hunting and everything. But when we go to, say, Wyoming with Trail and Brady or something like that, it's an adventure for us, So it's totally different for us in that aspect as far as getting out there and like, we don't know what's gonna happen next. You know, here, we kind of know there's that tree, then the swamp's behind that. Usually you bugle here, maybe they'll be right here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's the adventure of trying to just kind of get outside that box for us.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And like coming from Roosevelt's, I watched this video and I'm like, man, I got to get back and do that. Like, there's just something that kind of sticks with you. That's how you grew up, and that's the bulls you chase and things like that. So I watch these videos, I'm like, man, I need to go Roosevelt hunting. But I totally get Cody's perspective of it's kind of like a bittersweet, because sometimes you remember those things, and you're like, oh, that cool hunt, and it can be tough. As I mean, a lot of you guys know, everyone knows Roosevelt. Well, he doesn't know, but Roosevelt hunting is tough.
The coolest thing about hunting Roosevelt's, the smallest 4-point thinks he is a 340 bull, and he is going to come in and kick everyone's butt. You know, so that aspect of hunting Roosevelt is, I think for me, the calling side of it is far better than
You
other
get to be
states.
more aggressive.
It took us a while to get into them, but when we did, it was incredible. You know, and I mean, Kenton, who wasn't able to make it tonight, carrying a trad bull really tried to like make it harder. But he was dang close to shooting a bull that same morning.
I think his quote was he put tension on the string several times, but never drew back.
Between where he was at and where Casey was at, I think collectively they either drew back or put tension on the string a lot.
My arms were sore at the end of that day.
I'm pretty sure Kenton talked to Casey, and Casey told Kenton, don't even bring a compound bow. It's too easy.
You'll be done the first day.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
just bring a stick bow, self-made.
All right, from the Hushing Crew, favorite moment from this year in Oregon?
For me, it was just the camaraderie at camp. You know, you guys talked a little bit about it in the opening, but the brotherhood component, the fact that what we love so much about the YouTube platform itself is that we can all collaborate together as friends and in groups, and it's not a competition. And I think historically in the outdoor industry, it's not been that way. You know, if you had a TV show on the Outdoor Channel, you would never go collaborate with another TV show. And that is what we love so much about this whole thing that you mentioned is we can all get together and we can help each other out. We can help each other grow. We can share each other's audiences, and we can have fun doing it. And that stands out to me every time when we hunt with these guys. We just have a super fun time. Kenton was another edition of just comedy. I hope you guys picked up on some of his one-liners, whether it be the full hedgehog.
Class 5 walking,
Class 5
hedgehogging. He was going to invent a
Cordura onesie.
Cordura onesie for all the brush and blackberry vines.
We really broke him into the Oregon coast pretty well.
No, and I think that's the best part of it, of all of this, is like kind of the camaraderie, the camp. I've spent camp with both you guys, and there's always like just shenanigans, for lack of a better term. Was there any good shenanigans in camp?
LOL.
Awfully quiet around here.
Yeah, we don't talk about those.
There was none.
And then we hunted in Colorado.
I would just like to say, like, if you guys have watched the Born and Raised crew for the last, how long you guys been doing this? 10 years? When they started out with DVDs and then switched to YouTube, like, Oregon is their home. Oregon is their place that they grew up hunting. And I can just say, like, what stuck out to me the most for the last 2 years is this group of guys have basically given up their season in Oregon, their home, their place that they grew up hunting, to do this project and allow, for the last 2 years, us and Kenton from First Light to come out and hunt. And they didn't even have tags this year just to take us out. And that says a lot about these guys and their personalities and the people they are, that it's not about just them killing a bull. It's about them getting other people involved and experienced doing what they grew up doing. And that's what we did this last year. And they gave up that for the last 2 years. And I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate that and how against the norm that is in this industry. And you guys are still crushing that.
For sure, for sure. Round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Casey.
Yeah, alrighty, so next on the list, Colorado.
Should we watch the highlight video first?
Well, what's your thoughts? Just quick 2 cents on Colorado.
Dirk and Trent in face paint. Enough said. Enough said. I think that's how we should just open Colorado.
Yeah.
Let's watch that.
Very close. We're having bad luck right off the bat. Good luck, but bad luck. I think we need to change our luck for the better.
What are you thinking?
Never done this before.
Oh, wait. Is this that talk right before that talk where you tell me that you're having some feelings for somebody?
It kind of is. It's that way. I must admit, I've never done this before. But I really want to do this with you.
Oh, good.
For my first time.
I think we should.
First time.
Okay.
We should explore this. Maybe I could paint your face and you could paint mine.
It was going somewhere there.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid.
I've never had face paint on before.
What?
Yeah.
You haven't?
Never. This will be the first time.
It's
I've
gonna
been
be.
saving it up just for you.
You ready for this?
I am ready for this. It won't even be painful, I know.
I'm kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little nervous.
I'm kind of giddy.
Kind of nervous.
I feel like a 16-year-old girl at prom night.
I'm not that nervous. I've got paint right here.
Okay, we can't tell each other what we're painting. We just have to go for it.
We just have to go for it.
We just have to go for it, and then so you can't tell me how to paint yours, and I can't tell you how to paint mine. We just have to.
Just trust.
Just
Trust tree.
yeah, trust tree.
This is my canvas.
Yes, yeah. It's kind of a
It
rough
feels
canvas.
weird. It feels weird. Why should something so wrong feel so right?
I don't know. If painting each other's faces is wrong, I don't want to be right. Look, it may be like wearing another man's underwear. It's kind of constricting at first, but then it becomes part of you.
It becomes a part of you. I would totally agree.
Okay.
We're doing this?
We're doing this.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Who goes first?
I mean, I feel like we should do this in private.
Can we turn the camera off?
Might get a little weird.
This got real weird.
This is the spot where we do the deed? Let's do it. Let's take our packs off. Things might get a little crazy. Out of hand.
Let's do it.
Okay,
No,
I've had a few viewers ask me, why don't you paint your face?
Yeah, what do you usually tell them?
You should paint your face. I said, I've been saving myself for the right person to paint it for me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, why should something so wrong feel so right?
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Why are we so nervous? Who goes first? Okay, all
I'm
right.
trembling.
I'm shaking. Where's the paint at?
Oh, here you go.
Okay.
You gonna go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Wait, you're not gonna make me look like the Grinch, are you?
No, you're gonna look
Oh,
really
maybe you
cool.
should make me look like a medieval warrior.
You got that look on already.
Okay, how about like an elk skull? Can you write?
I'm not Picasso. One canvas at a time, you know what I mean?
It is kind of rough.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Don't move. Oh, yeah.
I better not get pimples from this.
You won't. This is pimple-free makeup. Yeah, see, it's all about those bold lines. Amazing cheekbones. Amazing cheekbones.
Thank you. I was almost a runway model once.
Did you? I thought you spent some time.
Yeah. They said, until I tried to put on the outfit, they said, you're too fat.
What?
Yeah.
That's crap.
I am fat shaming. It's a
Okay.
thing. It's a real thing.
Covering the Santa Claus here.
Ooh.
This got weird.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Hang on. Hang on. Let me put my read away. I really need to pay attention here. I forgot to start with, do you trust me?
Be gentle.
Be gentle. Oh, this is, see that? That's what I'm talking about.
How come you keep looking deep into my eyes when you're doing
I
this?
don't know. I can't stop staring.
It's not like I don't like it.
I can't stop staring. Coming down the inside.
It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like a car wreck. You just can't look away.
Just about, yes. Same thing. Same thing, really. All right.
I feel like I'm gonna look like the Swamp Thing when
No,
you're done.
it actually looks pretty darn good. This ain't my first rodeo. I'm just worried about you. You've never done this before.
Am I gonna look like the guy off Predator?
You will be the guy off Predator.
Will I be the Predator or will I be Arnold?
I've never watched it.
Okay.
Is it a good one?
Oh yeah.
It sounds scary.
Yeah. A lot of good Arnold one-liners.
It looks pretty darn good. Does it not? Comment below. Scale of 1 to 10. Who wore it best? Just pampered, really.
This feels like home to me.
And one dabble here. Put a bow on it, it's done.
Okay.
Let's get a little up here.
All right.
You want to look at it, or you want
No, I want to paint yours, and then we'll both do the reveal at the same time.
the reveal, the ultimate reveal?
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
almost like The Swan. Remember that TV show, The Swan?
I never watched it.
Yeah, they took a really ugly person.
Oh, yeah.
Did a complete makeover, everything from the ground up. Did a complete rebuild.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I should watch it.
You should. Okay, I'm gonna start with a little bit of black ash.
Ash.
Do you have any burnt sienna?
No burnt sienna. We have rosewood, though. Rosewood. Okay, bring it, bring it.
Okay.
I'm trembling. This is the first time.
My hands have never done this before.
You're shaking.
I've never been this far before. Trust me. Look deep into my eyes.
Do you want me to take off my binocular case? All right, bring it.
Trust me.
Trust. We're in the trust tree with the nest.
We are.
How's your canvas?
It's rugged.
Rugged.
Yeah, I think that's a nice word for
Ruggedly handsome.
Yeah, you're ruggedly. Wait, I kind of feel weird saying that. Being
Yeah,
so close.
being so close. Give me some eyeliner. Always need to accentuate the features.
Okay.
I just.
Now I'm gonna go with the rich mahogany.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
They say love like this comes once in a lifetime.
Don't second guess it.
For the first time, I believe it to be true.
Oh man, this is gonna turn out so
All
good.
of
Is
my
it?
friends say
This is almost like the tree of life.
Really?
Just trust me with this.
every piece falls in.
I've honestly never done paint like this. So much trust.
I feel like I've almost done this before.
Yeah. Have you practiced? Have you been at home the whole time practicing? I don't know.
Ever seen that movie, The Grinch Stole Christmas?
Yeah.
Happy Little
Really? Is this next level? Wes? Next level? It is a level.
It looks good.
Does it?
I have to admit.
Are you done?
I am.
Oh. That didn't take long. All right, well. Who wore it best?
Are you ready?
I think so. I'm so nervous. Let's see it. Let's see it.
I just can't do it.
I can't.
Okay, here we go.
Huh?
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Wow, I look like, I don't know what.
A hunter?
Yeah, a
What
hunter,
we're
yeah.
going for. I look like. I look like. We're painted up. Who wore it best, guys? Take
Comment
your pick.
below.
Comment below.
Who's the best artist and who's the best looking?
I think we went with two different styles there. Mine's more of an abstract.
Well, you did call me Picasso.
Yeah, nice work. Nice work.
Oh, boy.
How many think Dirk was a better artist here? Yeah. How many think Dirk won on the artistry? I'd have to say so.
It was when he started doing this was kind of a giveaway, and then I thought, I should have went second.
Always go second.
Always.
So, while all this was happening, how far away was the closest elk?
200 yards, maybe?
From here to the door.
Yeah, he was close.
So there's just an elk hanging out, bugling, and you guys are just...
Well, we kind of spooked him off. I think he smelled
Weird.
us. And, before the face painting incident. And we got to the top of the hill, and I said, we need to change our luck. And what do you think? And so then you saw, what transpired. But it was a game
He's been
changer.
planning that. Tell the truth. He's been planning that for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, I try the whole time when I had him over the backside of what. I kept Dirk. Let's change your luck. Paint her face. I'm saving myself. That's what he would say.
I just am not going to give that away. I mean, to everybody.
Trent, you should feel special.
Dude, you don't have any idea how special I actually do feel. Now, me and Dirk have a great relationship, and when we're together, it's movie quotes, it's
magic.
There you go.
Well, I think that's a whole piece of hunting to all of us is just the camaraderie, the fun, the making fun of each other, the picking on each other, the painting each other's faces. Never really been a part of that, but hey,
That's a new one.
That's a new one. That's another level. I'm not quite there yet.
Whatever it
But
takes.
you guys have some history with the face painting, right?
Oh, yeah.
So where did the history of the face painting start? And because it's kind of always been.
It's always been a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And Trent
it's
and
a
I
luck
would,
thing
Trent
too.
and I would get together. Literally, I have no less than 20 to 25 different face paint. I have a bag of face paint that I pull from. If you want slate gray, I've got it. You want tree green? Got it. And Trent and I used to.
It's a duffel bag.
We used to get together and be like, what should we do now? Okay, the Navy SEAL. And what about the Braveheart? I can't find blue paint for the life of me. If anyone has it, I'm buying.
It was cool this year when Casey, he embraced it pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Not as much as Logan.
Embraced it the most.
And then Logie took it to the next level.
Logan was all in.
Professor Winklebutt.
Winklebutt.
I was new to the face paint game, but I picked it up pretty fast.
And he's the camera guy.
And he's the
I'm
camera guy.
filming, so I don't.
But what was the history way back in the day? I remember watching early videos, and you guys would kind of hold on to the face paint for a luck deal.
Well, yeah, it was for luck. It was like the challenge to outdo everybody else, come up with something original, because everyone could do sticks and branches, right? So it's like you do the 6 point, draw a 6 point on your face.
One time I tried to write elk on my face for good luck, and I did it in the mirror, and I looked at Cody thinking I was really cool, and he goes, what is Clee? And I was just like, dang it. Didn't think that one out very well.
We're missing Ty tonight because he couldn't make it. He's learning how to raise bison in Montana. So, but Ty came up with the Walmart smiley face. That was a pretty good one. Yeah, it was just kind of always
it's mostly camaraderie.
Yeah,
I mean, really, it's
exactly.
just getting together and just who can do what? It's so much fun, and that's when Casey and BMAC paints his face every single day now. I mean,
You got to paint up. I mean, that's what you
Rolling.
if you want to kill an elk, you got to paint up.
yeah,
But
definitely.
BMAC's kind of like his shirt. It's to the top. It's business. It's just face paint. It's not wandering
It's not a
down
game like cat whiskers.
We're not supposed to have fun out here. Don't want to paint who here's a who on Trent's face.
So, Trent, if you would have killed a 350 bull with cat whiskers, would it be cat whiskers from now on?
I would call Dirk to do it, but yeah, I could. I can't do it.
I'd be honored.
Maybe that's a new style.
Yeah, to Colorado though, I got asked tonight from a gentleman who said, should I go to Colorado or should I go to Idaho?
He asked me the same thing.
What did you say?
Idaho.
Colorado.
I said Colorado. I said Colorado any day of the week, personally.
And so we've experienced some amazing times in the last, I think we've hunted it 2013, 14, and then last year and this year. And every time it's been vocal bulls that frustrate the heck out of us, but it keeps us coming back for more. And I think that's one of those things. There's a lot of elk there, and this year we experienced the same thing. And some big ones. Close, right,
And
Jason?
it was really cool. We got to, I guess that's not really cool, but we ran into a lot of other hunters.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. And it was cool to see people out there and doing it. I mean, when you're back in there, 6, 7 miles, and you see someone, to us, that's pretty awesome because they're putting in the time and the effort to do that. And a couple of them, you guys took hunting. I mean, and you guys ran into a guy that he said,
yeah,
come on,
Braden from
jump in.
Colorado, we ran in, hunted all day with him. It was pretty awesome. Jason, what was your experience in Colorado?
It was absolutely awesome from an elk hunting standpoint, extremely frustrating from an elk killing standpoint. I don't know if my shins will ever be the same. That place, and I didn't believe them. They said, oh, you'll call in 10 bulls before you get a shot. I'm like, oh, no way. We hunt the coast. We'll be able to slip arrows through.
Jason calls in every single bull.
No.
Every other. Third.
Fifth.
Okay, fifth. Gotcha.
It was absolutely amazing, and big bulls, mature bulls, lots of them. We could get on them every day. It was just frustrating, frustrating terrain. There were a lot of guys in the area. I've never been welcomed by so many hunters in the woods. We'd pop through a meadow and see somebody, and hey, there's Cody, and I'm like, man, everybody we ran into, we would get recognized from 100 yards across the meadow. You were just getting welcomed everywhere you went, and no, it was an absolute blast. And coming up, kind of a little bit after these guys, it was just awesome to get to hunt with guys that I look up to a lot. Cody, Dirk, getting to spend time with those guys in some amazing country. We climbed up over the giant mountain that I don't think Dirk was real happy about, but it was just kind of cool. That's a real experience. There was a big flat up there with some upturned rocks, and I remember that specific moment. We were going to another canyon that Cody was excited to see, and just that 300 yards walking across it with those guys, I'm like, man, this is awesome. I'm here. I'm with these guys. It was just a cool experience, and that's what I took most, just that camaraderie, getting to hunt with guys I've never hunted with.
Dirk, what did you think of that back canyon?
That back canyon? Well, when we first peered off into it, Jason crawls out on this rock precipice and bugles a couple times. We hear this bull bugle down the bottom, and he comes back, and we're starting to formulate a plan, and he's like, I think we can shuffle down this little slide here. No exaggeration, I think it was about a 2,000 vertical foot cliff. I'm like, no, we're not going that way.
Not one of us is going to die. It's how many are going to die going down that. Yeah, it was, yeah.
But where there's a will, there's a way. So we walked 1.5 miles up the drainage and then found a little prehistoric elk trail that wandered right down into that basin, and it was pretty amazing after that. It was awesome.
Was that the time that you guys got Doug flutied from the top?
No.
Perhaps?
Doug, he's not dumb enough to
Let's
go
be honest. Let's be honest.
Well, that was on the other side.
I got a text message from Cody that said, we just got Doug fluted. We dropped in 1,200 vertical feet, and it was a guy.
That was on the hike up. And then we turned around and went back down the face.
So, Cody, explain the Doug Flutie.
So Doug Flutie started hunting Weyerhaeuser on the Oregon coast, and we would hear a bugle, and it was, not to put it politically correct, the Primo's Terminator bugle, right? We've all heard it, right? That's the Doug Flutie. And we just termed that as another hunter, and it's kind of built from there. And we definitely got foiled by a Doug Flutie, and might have cussed a couple times on the hike back up the mountain after we dropped 1,000 feet, but it's all good.
So was there ever any debate about not going down there? Did you guys ever have
after Doug Flutie?
Yeah.
There was a bull down there.
I was going to say, is there ever, when one person's like, nah, that's a person, and the other guy's like, that's an elk?
No, we were all four committed, and then Dirk was extremely frustrated when we got down there. He threw rocks at the guy. He called. Dirk sat there for 45 minutes messing with that poor guy, and he got.
So we made him climb 1,000 feet up to it. We met in the middle somewhere.
It was a good day. It was a good day.
Did you ask to paint his face,
we sucked
Dirk?
him up. We met in the middle. It was good.
What did he say?
I just want to know if Dirk asked if he could paint his face.
No, we didn't get that close.
Well, it sounds like Colorado was a terrible time. I mean, awesome scenery, good camaraderie, good friends, a little bit of shenanigans.
Colorado.
And Trent got to dress like a cat.
It was actually the first time that I have ever hunted with camp on my back the entire time. And that was a different way of hunting for me personally. Trent and Cody had done it before, and then they picked up the program for Colorado, and when I showed up midway, I was a little bit nervous about it, but after doing it, it was a really fun way to hunt because it saved you a lot of miles at the end of the day of hiking around. You can literally just throw out your camp, lay where you're at, and you can be close to the elk. That was one of the coolest experiences for me of Colorado was hunting a different style that I was a little nervous about, because you're packing, 30 pounds all day long wherever you go. But man, it was amazing, actually.
And then you can be like Steve Areno, and after you do your paperwork in the morning, you can shoot a bull from camp.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. That happened fast.
It did happen fast. But this was my first year, too, hunting with camp on the back. So it was awesome experience to get out there and try something different, and very effective, for sure.
I was gonna say, do you think that's something you guys will continue on?
For sure. Yeah.
For sure. Like when would you use it or not use it? Is there ever a time where, in Oregon, you guys probably wouldn't do that, right?
I mean, on the Oregon coast, probably not. Maybe Eastern Oregon, you could, find some roadless areas where you could hunt for 3 or 4 days with camp on your back. But out of state, if there's any areas where you can find that are roadless, it's very, very effective, I think.
Yeah, and one of the huge benefits, because Colorado, there's so many people, there's a lot of pressure, so it just makes it, you're not hiking so far back out, so you get to cover more ground in that capacity.
Exactly, and you don't have, there's not a lot of guys that are doing that. It's, you're going day in and day out. You're getting up, you're grinding till dark, setting up camp real quick.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, honestly, I think it's easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Each step throughout the day might be a little bit heavier, right? But you're not hiking 5 or 6 miles or 4 miles or whatever you end up in the dark to try to get back in where the elk are. You just end up wherever you end up. So at the end of the day, it's really easier, and it's more enjoyable. You're more like off your feet time. You can chill, hang out, camp, have a good time, and it's really enjoyable way to hunt.
Do you guys find it hard to shoot with a big pack and a whole system on like that? Because I was watching the videos and I was like, man, that's a huge pack. Why don't you drop your pack before you, as an elk's coming in?
We get that asked a lot, actually, and I just referred to Dirk one time. When I was cutting up the footage and stuff. You dropped your pack, and then you had to go back, couldn't find it for a while. It seems like there's so many things that have to go right to shoot an elk that when one's coming in, it's not always a done deal. So we always want to be mobile. So sometimes it can actually inhibit you. And I don't know. I just think that it's a lot easier just to practice with your pack on your back and just go from there.
It's a little tricky shooting extreme uphill for me.
Yeah.
With a pack on.
Dirk, this was your first backpacking experience, correct? How was that?
Yeah. Well, it was good. I was told we would probably get a mile or two from the truck, and guys, we're not going to do anything tough. We're just going to go up and make these little circles around because those elk kind of make a circuit up in here. So at mile 12 on the first day, I thought, man, this is a heck of a circle, and we went right up over the mountain.
That first night, we got up to the ridge where we were going to camp, and there were still, 2 bulls beagling off the end, and they were down the bottom, and I'm, Dirk, let's go. Like, no, I don't think the elk want to. You could tell Dirk was ready to sit there on that ridge and not move.
I can call those bulls to the top.
Yeah, bingo.
Yes, he can.
I can do it.
Well, it sounds like it was a great trip all around. Tell me a little bit, I guess, highest high of Colorado?
Probably Steve smoking that bull.
While they were hiking, trying to, emulate Cameron
Summit
Haynes,
Everest.
we were back on the, kind of by camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that far.
No, not too far.
Yeah.
Pack of meat.
Pack of meat. Yeah. Anyway, it was crazy. Woke up, herd ran right through camp. Steve shot a bull. Nick almost shot the other bull that was in the herd, and so we were packing meat. So it was awesome. That was a big highlight for me, just because, Steve going in, he worked all the way through Oregon, and it was his turn, and he was up, and Nick was the shooter for the whole time, and he just let Nick, he said, you do what you want to do what you want to do, and then it just came, Steve just went off to the side. He was second shooter. I dropped back to call, and we didn't get it on film, the kill, because I was back calling. Weston was up there with Nick, and then it just came right to Steve, and Steve shot it. So it was cool. It was neat how it all worked out in the end, actually. So
I think one of the highlights for me, honestly, was the morning after we chased the bull all over the place, got back. We actually left our camp that night and hiked back to it after it was about midnight. We slept in the next morning. We were about 100 yards off the trail camped, and Dirk's down getting water, and this kid comes up. And I say kid as a reference. Travis, we met him from Wisconsin. He was probably 22 years old. On a solo elk hunt, he said, I strictly went because I watched Land of the Free last year, and you guys told me I could do this, and I'm out here doing this. And that conversation with Travis, I mean, we hugged, we cried, we laughed. It was an amazing time. It was pretty emotional, but I would say that for me was one of those highlight moments of this whole project of, we talk about this trying to entertain, educate, inspire, and he was full committed. He drove out from Wisconsin by himself to go buy an over-the-counter archery elk tag and go do it. And he was in some rugged country and had a big pack on his back, and he's like, I'm in here for another 12 days. And it was pretty cool to meet him, and he inspired us to just know what we're doing. It's pretty neat to hear that from him.
Were you the only one that cried, Cody, in that conversation? Travis cried too. Okay, I was just wondering who was doing the crying.
I don't know. I blacked out.
One of the funniest moments of that, we were hunting back to camp real quick, and stumbled upon, we could tell right away we had a Doug Flutie, or what was it, Rosie O'Donnell is what you labeled the cow caller. so we had pinpointed some Rosie O'Donnells up above us, and we were going to try to circle around them. And I think, was it Dirk busted up laughing, like audibly out loud. And once again, somebody's seen us 100 yards away, and they recognize Cody and come running down to talk to us. And in this conversation, the second buddy comes down about 15 seconds later, and he's like, man, I don't remember what he said, something about, do you like my cow calls, or do you hear my cow calls? And you guys probably were laughing at him. And we all kind of looked at each other and
you looked at me.
Nodded. He goes, it's my first day elk hunting, and you're laughing at my cow call? That's messed up.
He was so excited, though, because he had his iPhone out, and he was filming himself cow call, and then filming our bugle. He heard us bugle to answer it. And he's like, man, I was so excited to share this with my parents, because this is the first elk I've ever had reply to my calls.
In his defense, you sound pretty realistic, so. Talking about the brotherhood of earlier, one of the coolest stories that I heard about Colorado was when you guys were packing out your bull. You're hiking several miles to get it out, and literally meet a stranger on the trail.
Vincente.
And he saves your bacon with a brand new side-by-side that he had never driven before that trip, I believe.
You could tell. He had never driven it before in his life.
Was
He'd turned that thing around. I mean, he was bashing into trees, backing up, but yeah, he just gave us the keys. Here you go, take it.
Yeah. That was an
He says, I'm going up this
story.
canyon. If you could just park it somewhere up this canyon, because we planned on making a hunt to where we started from there and went on a loop, and they were going to end up there, and it was, oh man,
just
it saved
give us
us.
his side-by-side
I mean, it was a
was-
7 mile. I think it was about a 7 mile pack that we
Yeah.
had. It saved us. It saved us a lot of work. Yeah,
That's cool.
And to just give us his side-by-side.
Yeah,
Someone
just
just
Vicente.
somebody ever met him was crazy.
Big
yeah.
shout
What a
out.
stud.
I think it's overall like what Cody was saying, just that you guys inspire people to do that. I talk to a lot of people that, man, someday I want to go on an elk hunt. So it is really cool that you kind of have not only inspired people, but given them kind of the keys to the side-by-side reference, but giving them the keys to and kind of just the inspiration that people can do it, anyone can do it. And it's cool that people can travel that far, go on their first elk hunt, go in the middle of nowhere and give it a whirl.
It was awesome.
My highlight of the whole trip was the trip. Went in there with some, reservations. Never hunted with a pack on my back for the whole week, Throw that 45-pound pack on my back and start hiking and hunting. I had some reservations, but I'm like, I think I can do it, and these guys say I can do it. And so we're climbing up to 11,500 feet, and we were about 11,000 feet. And I was like, this is tough, but we can do it. We can do it. So I think I learned a lot about myself in that trip, and that was probably the highlight that, I could do it. And I think that should be a good example for everyone that you can do it. You just have to do it. Get that mental toughness and just know that you can do it. You just have to set your mind to it. Just don't give up.
Your shins don't agree with you, though.
My shins are still scarred.
He pull up his pants at the end of the day, and there'd just be blood running down him from the blowdown.
They go numb after a while.
Alrighty, guys. So last year, Montana was the last on the list, and you had a pretty rough time. I mean, weather, everything. Bull's not talking.
Missing.
It happens. So, did you make the decision to kind of move Montana up on the list this year?
That was the first thing on the list. Montana's being moved up.
So tell us a little bit about Montana before we watch the video.
So the way we did Montana this year was, last year we went 53 days. I went 53 days straight through the whole thing, and I was just like, it just seemed like we drug it out too long to where it was, and not too long just as far as hunting wise, but it was so late in the season that the rut was kind of over with. So we kind of wanted to hit that prime time, which is that, you know, middle to end of September. So Cody and I split up, and Steve and I, and Trail and Brady, which you're gonna meet here shortly, two awesome guys. We went to Wyoming, and and Trevor and Cody and Ty and the Hush crew, they all went to Montana. And so what you're gonna see is we're hunting at the same dates, but we showed Montana first. And I guess it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
Sorry, B-Mac.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Let's just say Montana was a little bit different year this year.
Yeah, did you guys enjoy Montana this year? Wasn't bad.
Yeah, as a viewer, what did you guys think of Montana?
Yeah.
How about old Stubblefield rejoining the crew?
Woo. That was definitely a highlight for me. You guys, as Wesley made the reference, I cried in Colorado, I cried in Montana. So it was pretty awesome to be back hunting with him. Literally grew up hunting with him since I was about 16 years old. So it was fun to have not the whole crew, but us back together hunting. And I think B-Mac said it best. He is always the utility guy that kind of like makes things kind of come together. And we were trying to figure out plans for Montana, and Ty's name came up, and we made it all happen, and it was pretty special times there.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was going to say. Is like pretty awesome to see Ty back in the crowd. Pretty funny that it all came together that fast, which is cool. It was a way different hunt than last year. I mean, what was the season days that you guys were there?
We got up there. It was supposed to be the 10th, but we got paused because these two guys. Whoa.
Listen, you guys were counting ounces at
Apologize.
Case's house.
We too were joining our very first time with Camp on Our Back Club.
Weighing out your food.
I want to say
Steve-O.
this. Like, we went into this hunt thinking that we were hunting with a crew that has done this a lot, and then you just admitted.
You noticed that too.
Trevor
Yeah, me too.
admitted that it was his first time doing this.
Did I sell it though? Did I sell it?
Pretty hard. Because at Casey's house, you were a real expert on how to pack the pack.
Well, I had just come from Colorado, so I had like 5 solid days.
I've just done this for the last
Super
6
fresh
days,
in my mind.
I know.
So how did this
Looking at
conversation
Logie,
go
I'm
when he
just
talked
like,
to
you
him
don't
over the
need those
backpack
puffy
hunt?
pants.
Yeah, typical
Hollywood.
Trev.
Yeah.
The conversation you were saying?
Yeah, so how did the conversation go when they told you, oh, hey, we're going to Montana, but there's this thing we
So
forgot to
we've
tell you
always
about.
known the Born and Raised crew gets after it. They were into the bike thing for a long time, camp on their bikes, go into different areas and hunt. And then the whole thing about backpacking came up, and we're like, yeah, we want to try that. We've done it a little bit, but we go and set up a camp in Utah and hunt deer for 5 or 6 days with the same camp. And they're like, well, let's hunt elk that way, but we change camp every day. Like, we just throw everything on our backs, and we go, and wherever we end up, that's where we end up. We're like, sweet, you guys are like renowned for this.
Well, Cody is.
So what we thought.
It was interesting because I think a lot of us have always wanted to try that. A lot of you in the audience may want to try that, but it is a little overwhelming to figure out, like, man, how do I get to that point where I have a decent system? And there's no doubt Cody's the gear guru. He's into it, and he
Ounces.
was certainly the
3
helper.
point what?
He pretty much took all of our stuff and threw it all out of all the like organizational bags we had, and was basically told us, you're not going to do that, you should do this. But it was a blessing because his system and their system works. It really works.
So someone in the audience mentioned it, I got to bring it up anyway. So Trent, what do you think about the quilt?
Cody bought me this quilt. Appreciate that, by the way.
It was a nice gesture, he said.
Yeah, I've never frozen so much in one night in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got drafts, and I think it's built for like skinny jeans people or something because it was so constrictive. It was so constrictive, and it didn't work very well at all. But I kept bringing it for some stupid reason.
Well, that's probably because you melted
tonight
your...
it's gonna work. Like I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a giant fan of the quilt.
So Cody, I got to ask, what was the most ridiculous thing that these guys brought for the quote-unquote backpack hunt?
Boy.
I wish we could have had video footage of B-Mac's face when Cody started dumping out his pack. B-Mac is very, very organized.
He is a ditty bag that needs a ditty bag that you put in this other bag
that
then
you have
can
to fold
put in
and then
this bag.
It has to be checked off on the spreadsheet. And when Cody started throwing stuff out of his pack and taking things apart, I thought I was going to see B-Mac cry.
And the lesson learned was if you have all these odd shapes, they won't fit into this one shape. So you just shove them all in this one shape, right? All into the pack. You just cram it down there. After a while, was it a better system?
100%, yeah, no doubt. You got to check your pride at the door.
Hold your ground.
But this night started out well for me so far. Highlight clip of a miss. Wow, thanks guys. How about Logan's tent though?
So if you guys didn't see Logan's tent set up very well, it was Casey's hand-me-down that he got in 7th grade that he decided to give to Logan, his younger brother, that, you know, last year in Montana, it was snow, it was blizzard, it was below zero. Logan, you'll be fine. It's pretty much like a bum tent tarp
Casey introed
setup.
it with Logan, I got the sickest tent for you, man. You're gonna love this. First night, I think my pad was floating in the water. Talk about baptism by fire.
Yeah, and the first thing Case says is, "Oh, he'll be fine." Total brother comment. Yeah,
Classic.
He's fine.
We picked up his sleeping bag, and it was like the river runs through it.
If you guys don't know, Logan's my little brother, so yeah, I'm gonna give him some stuff that's maybe not worked great, but he's gonna be better because of it, right? And he was.
Thanks, bro.
Nothing like a Montana snowstorm, because 15th of September, you could get a snowstorm.
You never know. I mean, yeah, we actually, the whole time, we were blessed this year with weather throughout the whole project, except for a couple days in Montana it rained. But for the most part, we had great weather, and Montana this year was on fire elk hunting. Like, if we heard a bull bugle, like, lock and load, it's time to go.
I would say the takeaway, though, for, again, any of you guys that are considering going out and putting camp on your back is once you figure out your system and you do it, you will absolutely love it. You'll enjoy it because you have no restraints. There's always that little thing in the back of your mind, if you have to get back somewhere, that's going to keep you from getting to maybe where you need to get into an elk. And I think that was the biggest takeaway. Casey and I really enjoyed picking camp, as silly as that might sound. That was a big part of the fun.
Cody's gonna just totally rake me over the coals right now. But every morning we're me and Brian's idea was, let's find the best camp spot we can find. We don't care about elk. We want to camp by a creek.
Yeah, that was
with
what
a view.
Can we camp by a creek? I'm like, for one, it's colder. For two, you cannot hear a bull bugle at all. So absolutely not. We finally settled as staying at a lake, and it was a pretty good scenery.
The best camp spot ever.
How'd that quilt work out there,
For us, Cody kind of didn't like
It was the most miserable night
spot?
I've ever spent in the woods my entire life.
That's because you have that little shelter thing that doesn't have walls.
And a quilt.
And a quilt.
And a quilt. I can tell you my takeaway from Montana was it was very new to us doing hunting that way, but it by far was my favorite hunt that we did all year long. It was cool, it was rad, but it was it showed me that we could do, and for you guys, you can do a lot more things than you think you can do if you just do it. You can pack a camp on your back and going out and hunt for 7 days, and it's possible, and it's good, it's fun, it's awesome. You can do it. We've never done it before that way, but I think we're going to incorporate that into our lifestyles and the way we hunt moving on forward.
In grizzly bear country?
No. Grizzlies suck.
I think
clear.
The other cool thing is showing up to a place that we'd never been to before, a spot on the map. We talked to a few people in town. Everybody was down. Nobody's the elk aren't talking, slow. Never let other people's opinions or ideas influence how your hunt goes, because what we experienced was very opposite to what we had heard. We were in elk literally within a mile of the trailhead, and Ty, as you saw, killed really the first morning. Trevor almost killed the first morning too. So that was another thing that kind of a takeaway is just so many times you run into folks, or maybe you see a lot of other hunters, maybe there's a ton of people at the trailhead, and it can mentally play a game in your head, man, are we in the right spot? Are we going to get into any elk? Everybody's saying there's no elk talking. And we just kind of went and ran the playbook, right? And it worked out really well. We were in a lot of elk. Trevor finally got the old birthday bowl.
That one was special, real special. I really appreciated the out of tune happy birthday. It was one of my favorites of all time.
We didn't have auto-tune back there in the backcountry.
I would say that's kind of Born and Raised's forte, just picking a spot on the map, going for it, whether it works out or not. And I think you guys have shown that it's not about knowing there's going to be elk there, or knowing it's going to work out, or even knowing what's going to happen. And you guys have really perfected that and shown a lot of people that, hey, just pick a spot, because worst case scenario, it's going to be fun, and you're going to have an adventure.
Well, what we've talked about is we actually prefer it that way. You go in with no expectations, and maybe you'll push yourself to go to see what's in the next canyon a little bit more than if you had been there before, and then let's say you'd been there before and it was amazing. Like, if we go back to that same spot in Montana and it's a ghost town the first day or two, it's going to put all these doubts in your head, and you may not try as hard, you may get discouraged, and you may go somewhere else. And it's just so amazing to go to a new place that literally we haven't ever set foot on, and you just want to explore, you know?
I think we played it well, too, because we were strategic. Once we packed out Trevor's Bowl, we were looking at the weather, and it wasn't going to be a good situation. It was going to rain like crazy. So we drove 3 hours to a new area that we'd, again, not been to, and had to kind of start from scratch. But it worked out really well. Totally different country, grizzly country. Definitely another level of
awareness.
So who was the scaredest in
Casey.
grizzly country?
Me.
We spent a half a day on the phone talking to biologists.
Casey
to
made
see
me call the biologist.
What the odds were of Casey getting eaten for dinner.
He also said you should call Ryan Callahan. He's kind of.
But I'm also the only one that's ever hunted in grizzly country before.
That's
correct.
That's true.
Yeah. And
you
I
don't know what you don't know.
But on Casey's defense, we got to this Plan B spot because Plan A was more in the bear mecca, according to the bear biologist. And he goes, "All right, you guys are shooters. Would you prefer to go to the other spot or not?" I said, "Absolutely." He goes, "All right, load camp back up." So we loaded camp back up to the sake of going to more in bear country, and literally got on top of the mountain, glassed up a bowl, and we were in the mecca.
We saw it got eaten by a bear. No, just kidding.
YouTube gold. Sorry.
That was the
Going
one
for the
takeaway
views. Going for the views.
With Trevor and Cody. They said if we get attacked by a bear, just keep running.
Keep recording.
The footage.
Bingo.
Logan.
Keep recording, Logie.
I was gonna say, did you guys set up a game plan for that? It was like, okay, if a bear comes,
It
push
didn't
Casey
get weird
down.
until Cody's bull died, and then we're like, oh man, we have now like fresh meat here for a bear.
And that's
We
when
should get
Logie
going.
was double fisting bear spray on a rock.
That's a thing.
Yeah, he was standing upwind of the carcass, protecting her back as we were working on the bull. And yeah, there was some moments that were like, we should probably pick it up. Yep, all right. Are you guys about ready? Yep, okay. And then we kind of forget that we were in bear country for a little bit. And then, yeah, we just got out of there. I mean, it was...
One interesting thing that didn't get shown in the video, but your bull and the hind quarter, what did that end up being?
Yeah, so we at the time, we thought it was another bull that gored the bull that I ended up shooting in the right ham quarter. And it turned out after we got back from the whole trip and I was cutting up meat in my kitchen and I was slicing a steak and I heard metal on metal. I was like, what the heck? And so I cut that open and there was a G5 striker that was lodged in that ham of that bull. It actually, no arrow on it, it had unspun, and it was pretty crazy. And that bull was perfectly fine. I don't know.
Screaming his head off.
Yeah, I still to this day don't understand how or why the penetration, where and the angle, but long story short, yeah, I found a broadhead in the back ham instead of a bull gore is what we thought, so.
Was that pretty fresh, or was it like?
Yeah, 100%. That was within I would say a week scenario, 7 days probably, right, give or take. Yeah.
It was crazy to me that it had unthreaded. It was
Yeah,
just
there
like
was-
the broadhead.
there
It
was-
was just the broadhead.
Just the broadhead, no insert, no arrow. There was a hole from the outside, and we lost probably 5 pounds of meat, probably that was bloodshot. And we'd seen it in other elk where they'd been gored by other elk, and we just assumed that was. And it actually like felt like it was curved up like an eye guard, chasing a bull off. And so, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That's crazy. Well, the next state's Wyoming, and I'm excited about Wyoming because old Brady. So for those that don't know, Brady and I always have this running joke about mule deer versus elk. It's kind of been going on a long time, but this year Brady got his first elk, I got my first mule deer, so we were high-fiving about that before the show. But we'll get into Wyoming with Trail and Brady, and pretty epic trip.
Absolutely. Let's watch it.
it's behind the shoulder, but what do you think?
I couldn't see. I was in my screen.
20 yards. He's
less than that, man.
It hit him mid-body, right behind the shoulder, but he was quartering hard to me. I tried to tuck it right behind his shoulder, like right there. I mean, mid-body. Should be. I'll just give him time. What time is it? Somebody get the time. Is that him?
No, that's not him. Give him till 2.
Really? Probably. It's hard to... Give him till 2, maybe.
Oh, yes. Oh, Trail. There, I told you. Stop. I told you, stop. Oh, I'm sorry. I heard that crash. Dude, that was him. He stopped right there. I heard him stop. Oh, man. You want to talk about going from the lows of lows to pure straight freaking adrenaline? Dude, that thing just crashed less than 100 yards from us. I knew he stopped right there. I heard him stop like under 100 yards. Dude, he just crashed.
Did you hear him moan?
Did he moan?
He just moaned.
Yes! Yes!
Dude.
Boys, we have a path.
Trail just shot a gagger, baby.
He might have came up that and did this. He might have. Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, so cool. Man, good bull.
That is a good bull. That's a good general season bull right there.
Good bull anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
I just can't get over it. Every time it finally works out, you can't imagine that it ever does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard.
You just go through.
There's so much emotion. It's just the ups and downs, and there's a lot of times you just think there's no way it's ever going to happen, and then you just keep pushing.
Defeat, and you just keep going.
Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and then eventually you just put yourself into a spot, and it all comes together.
Yeah.
And when it does, you just can't hardly believe it.
No, you get yourself in those pockets with the right elk.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what can happen.
Attaboy, Steve.
Trail, walk me through those emotions. Just watching you is so real, and like I think we've all been there. This like doubting yourself as soon as you pull the trigger, and that time between the arrow leaving your bow and you putting your hand on that elk is just highs and lows, man.
Yeah, it's emotional roller coaster. I mean, that was the lowest of lows for a split second to the highest of highs. And I mean, talking myself through that shot, when that bull came in, I came to full draw and I had him, and I distinctly remember, staring at that point of impact where I wanted it through my peep sight and knowing wholeheartedly that was a shot that I felt good about. And it happens so quick. I mean, it's a split second thing when the rubber meets the road. When you make that decision to execute a shot, and shot went off. It felt great when it went off. But yeah, you see there, and just 2 seconds go by, and the wheels start turning. And I think for me, I think for everybody, I mean, you value that resource so much. You know what that experience means to you and what that animal means to you. The thought of potentially not making a lethal quick shot, a quick kill, it's excruciating. It's hard. And that just started to creep back into my mind. And then, it was funny because when he went down, I heard him go down, but I'm I'm still thinking, did he really go down? And I remember asking Steve and Wes, I'm like, did you guys hear that for sure? Like, did you really hear a bull go down? And it's unmistakable, that sound, but yeah, it was just pandemonium.
Quit standing on it. Steve, walk me through kind of your perspective from Colin and what you saw go down.
Well, I heard him shoot, but I didn't know what had actually, I didn't see the bull or anything like that. And when I came over the ridge, I could just see the look on Trail's face. It was, he felt confident, but he wasn't sure. And so,
we'd been in bulls all morning. I mean, it was, we'd been limping along behind this herd, and we had a satellite bull, and it almost got done then, and just didn't quite have a shot. And then, that herd bull, he'd put his cows to bed, and, he dove off into that deep canyon, and he just couldn't resist Steve's cow calls. Just couldn't take it. Had to come back and check it out.
That was steep. For him to come back up that face was pretty impressive.
So how far did you guys call him back off of his cows, you think?
Man, it could have been like 300 yards.
300 to 400,
he was
probably
down in a hole.
He was down there a ways.
Yeah, like when he was coming up that hill, you could hear him glunking, and you could hear like him breathing. Like he'd come from a long ways down in that hole.
So what made you guys set up that far away?
It was a cliff?
It was straight up. That was probably the steepest face I've ever seen an elk come up. Wow. It was straight up.
It's hard to see elevation and stuff on a camera. It's really hard to show that. It's tough. But this hunt to me, sorry to take away from, but this hunt to me was it was so much anticipation, I would say. Steve and I, we'd never hunted with Trail or Brady before, and a lot of these other guys we've been around, we've fished with you or hunted with you or been around you, the other guys a lot, and so we didn't know how the whole thing was going to kind of pan out. Brady's this.
I was actually truly
into
nervous.
this game. I'd never elk hunted before.
Yeah, this was Brady's first elk hunt, but he's this hardcore mule deer dude. I mean, he was telling me, he goes, I hike in like 13 miles, and sometimes I'll sit for 6 days before I even make a stalk, and I'm like, you're nuts, man. That's
the
not
funnest thing
smart.
was you kept yelling at me all the time for picking my binos up and glassing up high. You're like, I was telling you, I could take a string and tie it to my binos if you want, so I can't look up high
there.
anymore.
Don't look up there.
Trophy country.
It was just, but it could not have went any better as far as these guys are some of the greatest guys I've ever hunted with, and I mean, we just all kind of meshed together. I think it's not Trail style of hunting. Our style isn't his, but we all kind of adopted each other's styles, and it was so much fun, so much fun.
I think one of the funniest things I saw was, I think it was the second night, we worked out on this edge of a canyon, and I dip into my backpack and pull out my spotting scope and my tripod, and I'm glassing up some elk, and Papa Trent, he's back behind us just pacing. He's just ticked. He's like, what in the heck are you guys doing? Get that thing in your pack. You're embarrassing me. He's telling Wes, do not film that.
He brought a spotting scope. I think Brady brought a spotting scope and an extra pair of binoculars, right?
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of optics, baby. We were going to glass them up from the moon.
We would waste time. I mean, that was the first night. I was like, there's bulls over there. Yeah, let's check them out. Why? Well, why? The arrow can't reach that far. But it was so much fun, the camaraderie, and Brady's backpacked a lot, and so we talked about hunting with camp on your back, and maybe you can touch on that just a little bit, how.
I don't know how you carry all that food with you all the time. That's what I want to figure out. Like
your
food and my food. Let's talk about a little big difference.
I fed you like a horse.
You fed me all the time. That's why I don't know how you had so much extra food.
Yeah,
you're one person.
You gotta have food, man. Hunting is fun.
No, food.
You said I'm going stoveless, and I'm
one.
like, stoveless? What does that mean? Because I'm eating these frog bars. These, what are they called?
Yeah,
green belly.
Green
bellies or whatever. And I'm thinking, what is a green belly? And then you busted it out, and it's this nasty piece of cardboard that you eat 3 meals a day of.
It's got a lot of calories, though.
I gave you that top ramen, and I thought I was going to be, Dirk, you were going to kiss me on the mouth.
I had a pretty big smile on my face when I saw your top ramen.
With or without food.
That's the one thing I can say about Trent is he does not care about ounces or weight.
No.
He's taking what he needs.
Yep.
He doesn't care.
If I can preface this, on the way to Wyoming, I look on Instagram and Brady is weighing pistachios.
Yeah.
And Trent's just like, what in the heck have we got ourselves into? And I think
they weren't pistachios. What were they? They were macadamia nuts. Yeah.
Totally. 205 calories per ounce.
Yeah, and I started talking to you. I'm like, and I said, can I try one of those? Let me try one. And he looks at me like, how many are you gonna do? How many are you gonna try? And I'm like, are you serious? It's just a bag of nuts, bro.
Right there.
So, I mean, I grabbed 2 or 3, remember? And you're like, how many was that?
Oh, yeah, you didn't.
But it was, you get down that close to your ounce count, which I respect the heck out of as far as, because you go like, what, how many miles for a mule deer?
Oh, a long ways, yeah.
Long.
Like eight's a good, easy trip.
To 13?
Yeah, 13. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it was great, too, because, like, I always hunt solo. Like, mule deer hunting, I'm solo. If I'm hunting with another person, too, I'll be, you know, maybe glassing with someone else, but I go on a stock solo. Like this, we're always together.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big thing for me, is learning how to, you know, hunt with other people.
Yeah.
And, like, using whatever you guys want to do. I was just, like, the whole time, it's like a big, giant sponge. Anything you guys said, I was like a sponge that's never seen water before, and I was absorbing everything in. Because, like, everything's different to me. Like, we're walking through timber. And I was like, I would never walk through this timber. You're spooking all these deer out of this timber right now. Just wrecking it all.
Yeah. Tell me the feeling of that first night when that bull came in. What went through your head?
If you're going to go elk hunting for the first time, you do not bring your bow with you because you'll not be able to shoot. My heart was pumping so hard. Like, awesome. I love mule deer, but that was, like, elk hunting was just one of the best things ever right there. Like, if you could have had a camera on me, my bino harness was just pumping, going forward and backwards. Like, there was no way I was shooting that arrow. No way. Leave that bow at camp.
Leave the bow at camp for the first day.
First day, yeah.
But you talked after that, you got kind of...
Yeah, I started getting my nerves in and stuff like that. Yeah, I was trying to control the heart rate, but yeah, that was a wild ride.
It was awesome. It was, and Brady can flat shoot a bow. I mean, he was like, if you get it in under 70 yards, it's going to die. I'm thinking
elk
70 yards.
bugle a lot more than a mule deer does. I'll put...
Yeah. So Brady, going into this hunt, you know, first elk hunt, going with these guys, completely different style. I already knew it was going to be comical between you and Trent on the ounces counting, but like, what were your expectations? What were your thoughts? What were your worries going into this hunt?
In a way, just not making a fool of myself. Like, I mean, yeah, being an elk guy, I just sit there and glass, or being a mule deer guy, I sit there and glass all the time, and like, yeah, we made fun of trail, like, we made fun of my spawning scopes, like, just trying to learn what to do in those situations. A lot of times, like, Wes would take me and he was like, Brady, run. Like, we can run at these elk right now. I'm like, I'm so used to being stealthy, super slow, and like just adapting to that the whole time was like very new to me, like making noise while I'm hunting. Like, you don't do that. Mule deer hunting, they're gone.
Did you ever glass for mule deer while you were there?
Oh yeah, I saw some good bucks. You guys want to know where some good bucks are?
Oh yeah. He was looking up into that high alpine quite a bit.
Yeah, that later in the hunt there, we saw those big ones way up high.
Yeah, he did.
So you guys had a pretty crazy experience in Wyoming with the wildfires as well.
Yeah, that was, I think, the first time we've dealt with it. It's really tough when you're on top of a ridge and you could see, we came over the ridge and we saw the wildfire and it was going up the other side of the canyon. And we're like, okay, but then we could see like smoke on our side and like a glow. So it was that whole thing of like, what do we do? You know, because we had a bunch of bulls in the canyon behind us.
Will we have 13 bulls that day?
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
That was rough. That was rough. And it was just like, we wanted to go back and hunt those elk, but at the same time, our truck's down the way. We're trying to map everything out on Onyx, trying to figure out, okay, where everything is and where the truck's at, where the fire's moving. And it was tough. And we just kind of slept on it. We slept in a big open spot to where we could just watch it through the night. I didn't wake up, I'll be honest.
I didn't either. Yeah, that was Zach's job.
I never woke up once, but I was told that the fire didn't burn us, so yeah. But but then we just kind of scurried out of there the next day. And I mean, we were walking by bugles, and
it was pretty scary though, walking out through that canyon and not knowing what we were going to get into. Every time it came around the corner, it's like more smoke.
It was, and you could see a lot of ash too at that point.
Yeah,
you could see a bunch of ash in the air falling down. It was different than a normal hunt, that's for sure.
Brady, were you ever worried about it?
Oh, honestly, yeah, totally worried. I kind of felt like we should have hiked out that night a little bit.
Well, because
But we're into elk, though. That's the
that's the tough part.
that's the
You
thing.
kinda-
I'd have stayed there the whole time.
Safety third.
Hey, it was pretty.
But I've been there already. Like, you don't really know what's going on, and you watch on the internet or whatever, and you see this fire. Like, okay, it's moving here, and from that perspective, it makes sense. Like, oh, well, it's not going to get to us. But when you're in the woods and you have no idea what it's doing, or you can't see if it's coming closer or away, man, that gets sketchy for sure.
Big time. Yeah, it was, but everything worked out. I mean, the pickup was fine. We got out there and everything was fine. We went to a whole different spot. That was what's kind of neat about it is, okay, now where do we go now? Let's go to a hole. Let's breast out the maps. Let's try to look at, okay, let's try here. So we just threw a dart, went to another spot. Brady almost killed a bull the very last day. Come down the ridge, 35 yards. It was so close, but that's the whole thing about, I think we've talked about it a lot of times, of just try a new spot, try something different. And we found the spot with all those bulls just by going, let's try this. Remember?
Really threw a dart on the map and said, this looks like good dark timber. Let's just try it out. We have nothing else to lose.
Pretty much, yeah.
So Brady, what was your biggest takeaway from your first ever elk hunt? You didn't quite get one, but you still had a good experience, a good taste of it. Wait, are you converted? Are you now an elk hunter?
I mean, there's a lot of elk guys here, and I don't want to get beat up in the parking lot. But, I mean, it's up there now. It's getting a lot higher.
I think you should ask him which one tastes
It's not quite mule deer level, but it's close.
Easy.
It's dang close.
Other than that, what was your best takeaway?
Like I said earlier, just the whole camaraderie part of it and just getting out of your comfort zone. We talk a lot about, getting out of your comfort zone hunting a new state, but, getting out of your comfort zone hunting a new species. I don't want to be, anyone doesn't want to just hunt one species their whole life. And, learning elk, I think I can take a lot of what I learned hunting with you guys and throw it in a mule deer hunt. There's a lot of things you can do similarly, and maybe it's taking better food. I mean, you got a lot of food there, brother.
Or just, I'll go with you.
Thanks. I mean, it's just that whole trying something new and just, the adventure side of it. Everything's new. Every new ridge you go over, there could be more elk, could be more bugles. It's like mule deer hunting, I'm dependent on glassing. And where this is just you can make success, I think, in a lot more ways. It's where you can't do that mule deer hunting. It's really cool.
And Trail, how about you?
I would say for me, my favorite part, or kind of the take home, was also the camaraderie. I mostly hunt by myself, a little bit like Brady.
When's that T-shirt coming out?
Yeah.
Wallace
Yeah. I don't know. We must just be super socially awkward, and we just keep to our own. But the camaraderie was awesome. It was so cool to come back at camp, and just hang out and eat dinner and, see what Wes was mixing up.
It's terrifying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We won't touch on that, but yeah, just the camaraderie was awesome. I don't call a lot, so that was tons of fun. And when we came into this, I was totally committed. I want to hunt with these guys. I want to hunt their style. If they want to cover country and bugle, which isn't necessarily what I would always, I don't even carry a bugle. Sorry, Jason. But I very rarely carry a bugle. But to learn from these guys and see how they hunt and how they call and interact was awesome.
As far as hunting with bugling and screaming and kind of the cat road shovel, just scream and go. What was your thought on that, and what was your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely work. I mean, their strategy is more cover country, find the one bull. Find that bull that will work with you, that will come in. If you have to talk to 10 of them before one comes in, then great. And it definitely works, I'm much more, methodical. And if I see a bull, I know that Brady and you guys called in a bull one evening. If you guys would have told me how big that bull was, we would have not left that area. I saw that play back. On the episode, and I was sitting there, I think, doing dishes one night, and I saw that bull pop up, and I'm like, what in the heck are we doing? Why didn't we hunt that bull? But, yeah, I would have lived with that bull.
Cody, when we first pulled up, and we first kind of met each other, that awkward, okay, here we go, these guys, hey.
Yeah.
It was just trail spouts out. So we sit in water holes?
Yeah.
What are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
Steve and I look at each other like, oh, no, this is gonna be a long trip.
Yeah.
But no, it was
awesome.
Just joke. It was so much fun.
Learned a ton. So much fun. Yeah, I like it. I think I will definitely take more of that into my own personal strategy as well in the future, kind of a combo.
Well, awesome, guys. Well, last but not least. Tyler? God's country. Any? You want to play the video? Go. Trent rushing it here.
Sorry. Just want to give some stuff away.
Oh. All right.
Calm down. Easy.
Well, let's just play the video. Trent doesn't have anything good to say.
Good job. All I know is he's standing there. I'm like, he's getting another one. You went the right side or the left side? Like, he came in and we're like, somebody please shoot. Please shoot. I was like, somebody shoot that thing because I can right now.
It was like 25 yards.
He saw you draw or something? Because
No.
he heard a minute on it.
Yeah.
Mark had to take a step to the left to get a lane.
To get a lane, because I was hoping he was coming down.
It was 50 and I had my 40 pin high and my 50 pin like on heart.
I was thinking hard.
So it should be good.
Steve, you said he drilled it, right?
When I saw him come up and then turn that way, I didn't see like blood pouring down. I just saw a dark spot, like pinwheeled money shot.
He had wallowed. When he came in, he had mud,
Okay.
mud on him.
Mark's arrow sounded funny. Tyler's arrow hit him for sure. Just pump. Mark's arrow, like I heard a tick, and then I heard a log, and so he just zipped through him so fast and clinked on some logs.
I can try and find my arrow, because there's logs behind it.
Where you were at.
Yeah. No, I know right where I was at.
Camera with him. So we're not going to track him yet. We're just going to go look where the arrows were shot. The bull went on up and over, and so we're just going to go see where the bull was, just to make sure that we've got blood and just to kind of do some verification checks right now. Did he jump that big log or did he come in front of these?
No, I think he was up here.
When you shot, he was right by that stump.
Yeah, exactly, behind those pine trees.
Yeah.
No? Maybe I skimmed it back.
Or what I saw was this, like, where was he at from the stump, or relative to the stump? Just below there?
I thought he was just below these trees. Clean. Thank God Tyler was there.
Tyler drilled him. No.
Oh yeah, totally drilled him.
Yeah.
Totally
Quartered away.
Oh, thank God Tyler was there. Well, still is probably clean miss, but at least we got the bull.
Dark red.
Dude, right. This is freaking just about right where you're standing.
Yeah.
I definitely smell him.
Do you smell him?
Yeah. So you drilled him for sure.
That many drops, no? Okay. Let's back out.
Yeah.
He's quartering away
Good little
slightly.
rodeo. Slightly. Yeah, you're in cavity. Like.
Bull that you put in front of us, and that just we teamed up on, and Trenton just worked him. I just pray that he expires quickly. And Lord, just thank you for just the opportunity to come up here and enjoy all of your creation and provide. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Good job, guys.
We waited probably 45 minutes to an hour, and there's fast small blood, and we're gonna get on him. It's up into this reprod, thick stuff. Felt good about the shot, but still though, I'm freaking sick to my stomach because I didn't see him die in front of me, so it's the worst part of bow hunting right here. So we're just gonna ease through here, try to get on tracks, look for blood, and hopefully we can get hands on him up here. Did you have blood up here, Steve? Did you say? Oh, he's gone.
A couple drops somewhere, but he went around the side.
I feel like he went that way.
I did too.
There's a track right
I got
there.
a pretty good bull track running.
Is that coming down? That's not. That track isn't.
What? Pull down?
Woo! Yeah.
I knew I smelt him.
That's an Elkosaurus.
Smoked. Pull down. Holy crap. You did it, brother. You did it, man. We did it. That's so awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank all of you. This is our bowl.
Congrats, man.
No way, dude.
It's all you. Congrats.
What a beautiful bull.
Good job, Tyler.
He didn't even go 50 yards.
No. No, we didn't.
We did it. We worked hard for this bull.
We've been working real hard.
Tyler, welcome to the show. Tyler, have you said anything yet?
No. I only say things when it's really important.
That's right.
Yeah, so this was a dub for me, the worst, best year ever.
Why is that?
Because leading up to this, and there's some backstory too, when we finally met up with these guys, Lenny and I went and spent basically 30 miles in 2 days trying to find bulls. It was like kind of, I mean, if you guys saw the video, you kind of saw some of the split of kind of our crew and trying to find bulls. And we went, I mean, hiked 30 miles, 2 days, not a single bull, not a elk track that was fresher than, you know, week to 2 weeks old. And and that was the plan. I mean, I had been scouting that for 3 months. I had cameras hung in the backcountry, and I thought it was gonna be money. And all of a sudden, we went up there and it was like a biological wasteland. I mean, there's nothing.
And we were a little nervous after like going 25 days pretty hard, coming into now gonna go hunt Idaho's steepest, most rugged, blowdown, what else? Like the description of what Tyler said. But there's 400-inch bulls and there's maybe a few other small bulls. There's big bulls, so we'll go hunt there.
And I know that because I shed hunt this country, and I know guys that shed hunt the country. I know the kind of antlers get picked up, so I'm like, we got to go here. It's hard, but hey, that's okay. And you know, that's like much like Brady and Trail. I mean, I'm a backpack hunter. That's all, since I started archery hunting, that's all I've done is backpack hunt, right? And that comes into the story a little later. So anyways, Lenny and I we run into some guys on the trail going in there, and they're packing a bull out, and they said, man, the wolves have just been howling like crazy the last 2 days in here. We haven't seen or heard an elk, and I hunt wolf country, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I can still find elk and still shoot elk, and well, not this time. It was like, there are no elk. They're gone. And so then it was kind of like, oh, crap.
Which is always tough because there's a lot of pressure, like you're going to take someone to your spot or a spot, and you're like, oh, man, it's got to be good.
Well, yeah, I mean, pressure all the way around. I mean, because it's a project that these guys are doing, and, you want to help them have a successful project. And, I mean, there is anybody that doesn't film your hunts just in general, there's just like pressure times 3. And you have to really learn how to handle that pressure and make it fun instead of intimidating, which we've done. I think everybody here does a pretty good job of doing that. Like, okay, forget it. We're hunters. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to get some stuff killed. And we're going to keep working our butts off. But if you for a second let it slip into your mind the pressures that are there from whatever, yeah, it can affect you if you let it.
So before you made that decision on where you were going to go, did you have second thoughts? This is that spot I had planned. This was going to be it. There's 400-inch bulls, but there's no elk there now.
Yeah, so I thought it was going to be the money because I had actually hunted it. We took some vets hunting up there and hunted it, I don't know, 10 days prior or so, 7 days prior, and there was a ton of bulls in there. And so we thought, well, we just need to push further back, and there were still weren't bulls there. And so then it was kind of like, oh man, we need to figure something out. And
you touched on pressure too, as far as we got there, and we got Junior Weston a tag, and he went in, grabbed his bow. He didn't know he was going to be hunting.
I didn't care about 400-inch bulls.
I knew you didn't care about, no, at all. But, I mean, there had to be some pressure there as far as, whoa, okay, we're doing this, right? It was unplanned, we just kind of surprised, let's just go and see if we can't kill you an elk, and talk about that a little bit.
I guess if you don't know, I shot a cow.
You go.
Yeah. First cow ever killed on land of the free.
First cow ever killed
born and
on
raised,
anything born and raised has ever done.
Yes.
Which we usually don't have. The way our hunting style is, honestly, I could probably count the number of times that we've ever even had a chance at shooting a cow on one hand in all the years that we've ever done it, just because of the style that we hunt.
I feel like you should shoot one next year.
I probably will.
I don't feel like Trent's ever passed up an elk.
Never, no. That probably won't happen. That's why I hold on to my points, because I'm scared to draw a big tag.
That's funny. That's a whole conversation I had with Trent at our hardcore backpacking camp for like 15 minutes about that, and that's a whole other conversation probably about bulls and quality bulls, and if I asked him, and this is a testament to he's filling freezer first, which I am too, but I posed this question to Trent. I said, if you have a raghorn at 30 yards presenting a shot, and you have eyes on a 380-inch bull that's twice as far that's going to be in a shot, you hope, are you going to shoot the raghorn? He's like, every time. Every time.
Fair enough.
Isn't the phrase, if a bull in a hand is worth more in a bush or something like that?
Something like that.
That's how it goes, right?
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was awesome to come out of the gates swinging, and shooting that elk was so awesome for the whole team to kind of. Then we just moved. I mean, we just picked up.
Before we moved, we packed a cow out, the longest
it
backpack cow I'm sure ever been packed out in Idaho. It was over 6 miles. Just to throw that out there, true story. Tastes the same. It was great.
Even better.
We ate tenderloin that night. Yeah, the tenderloin that night was pretty amazing, Wesley.
It was.
Appreciate
that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was super jacked to just have my bow in my hand during elk season. I totally chalked up this season. Yeah. I totally chalked up the season to just being cool with running a camera, and I was, and I still am. It's my job, and I love it. But I totally wasn't expecting it. So to just have the chance, the first thing with fur walking in front of me. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. He loves me.
Pump
Don't
the
get it.
brakes.
Yeah,
Pump the
yeah.
brakes a little bit. I just know Wes did a great job this year. You guys, a lot of this footage on here was him, and Cody did a great job too when he was in Montana. He filmed the whole time, so yeah, give it up for both those guys. They just did an awesome job to bring you guys this.
Did you guys
Same
ever
with
come
Mr.
up with a
Logan
name?
here. Logan was filmer. Give it up for Logan.
Oh yeah. That's my bad.
We need to talk about Wes's nicknames.
It's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
The list is like a book.
For the longest time, I've been trying to get up on top of a hill and push him down it. I just wanted to hear him say, "As you wish." You don't get it, B-Mac? God.
Sorry.
The Princess Bride. You ever watch anything? No? Okay.
No?
My name is Moya Montoya. You killed my father.
Okay, enough, Trevor.
Okay.
Enough. We're losing them, Trevor.
In Idaho, I was excited to be in electricity, like camped, where we could like turn a stove on and we had big pots and pans and I had a generator. After like day 30 something, that was a little nice.
No more macadamia nuts.
Or
We had
more
elk spaghetti, we had
rehydrated.
tacos, we had you name it. It was amazing.
There was, I'll be honest, there's a few mornings that I was really hoping, kind of waiting after the alarm went off so you could go out and start the generator up. I'm not gonna lie.
I tell you what.
It was cold, it was like 20 degrees.
That was I have never talked about, like, a few of these guys experienced new ways of hunting this year. I experienced like a complete new way of hunting that I've never done before, and that's RV road hunting.
Awesome.
Glamping.
Glamping. We're glamp hunting, and I got to tell you, it was pretty awesome.
You're doing right.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. We did MTV Cribs. Yeah, I didn't have any Cristal.
It was fun.
Nacho cheese and beer. But yeah, it was super fun. It was a complete change from anything that I had done, and it was actually a blast. It was a blast.
Yeah, I was gonna get into the whole backpacking thing. Did Trent school you on how to backpack?
No, Trent. What did we? Mary Poppins, the guy that's got all the stuff hanging off his bags and stuff. What's that person's name? What were we?
The chimney sweep.
The chimney sweep guy. He's got all this stuff clinking. I've got a picture that I took of Trent.
Call me Bruce.
Bruce, that's right. We'll call him Bruce. That's right.
I've never even
This
watched
guy's. He literally. It looks like a panhandler bagman. He's got like all he needed. I really wanted to get like a tin cup so it was clinking on the side of his backpack, ting 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 ting, because he had everything else on like hanging off of his pack. The picture's hilarious. He's got like this weird blue pad that I've never seen him use ever when we were hunting.
It's always there.
It's always there, though.
I remember Cody one time walking behind Trent, and he looks at me and he goes, "If Steve Speck saw Trent's pack, he'd roll over in his grave right now."
Oh, yeah. Oh, there were several times that Steve would be like, "Look at his pack, Tyler. Just look at it."
He won't put anything in it.
He's got like a greased up First Light coat that he's wore for, I think, 5 years. It's like waterproof
Let's
from
do
the oils.
a blast from the past of Idaho, Land of the Free 1.0, when you guys came to Idaho and you finally shot your bull, Trev. And so we were actually packing a bull, and Trent gets in his pack and says, "Oh, I have my tent stakes that I've been packing around for 10 days, never once backpacked."
I had all the poles, but I didn't have the tent.
Yeah.
It's just the poles, the bendy poles.
Trent doesn't care. He's going to send it. Yes.
If we needed them, we had them. I mean,
At one point, Trent had his coat hanging off his bag, and he was hitting every single tree that we walked by, and it ripped. And I was like, "Trent, your coat is soaked and it's ripping. Do you want to put it in your bag? No, Weston. If I put it in my bag, Steve will see it and then it'll just become a thing. No.
Oh, he was looking for stuff the whole time. Oh, yeah. You got to hold your ground, man. You got to hold your ground.
Trent's just adding stuff to the outside of his bag.
Doesn't matter. It was a good, Idaho was a good way to end off the whole thing. Glamping wasn't terrible, was it?
No, it was doable.
It was awesome. We had a blast.
And the elk that we got on, we called in. We had close opportunities. Tyler sealed the deal. Wes killed his, and it was a definite highlight to end out versus last year in Montana and the goose egg. So.
Yeah.
So was
Sorry,
there any,
Phelps.
Was there any wishes that you had done one more or gone a little bit longer, or was it time to go home?
When you're ready, I mean, at the end of the time, you miss your family so much throughout the whole project that when it's on its last legs, and you have that planned out. It's not like, can we fit another one in? No, it's like, I'm going home. I'm going home. It was nice to come home. And that's a big shout out to our wives and our families that they are honestly the backbone of this whole thing right here. As far as that goes, it's amazing what they endure when we're away. So we just thank you guys so much.
And endure when we're home on the day by day, going through production every
putting it
day.
together.
So, yeah, just a huge thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Well, congrats, guys. I would say a very successful project. You guys felt that way as well. Can we get a big round of applause for these guys and for everyone? So we're going to give some stuff away, but first we want to give a chance to ask some questions. We're going to do a little bit of a Q&A session. Do we have mics up?
Yeah,
okay.
mics.
So there's mics up here on the front rows. If you guys have any questions for these guys, it could be hunting tactics or just how stuff went on the hunt, happy to have some questions.
Keep it
Making
clean.
fun of Trevor, anything.
Start asking the question everybody wants to know, are we going to do a three-peat?
So we've been asked, this is the first guy that's ever asked us that, really. No, we've been asked this a bunch lately, and we're always going to do the elk hunting thing. It's kind of our niche. How we do it or the way it goes and everything, we're still working on that right now, but there will definitely be a next year.
Yeah, elk season day by day.
Brady, do you think it should be like a land of the free mule deer version?
Whoa. Hey now.
I held you to that. You signed that contract.
Don't tempt me
you were
with a
going to
good
take
time.
me mule deer hunting.
We're doing it.
Mule. There you go.
So if you guys were going to do anything different with 3.0, was there going to be any big changes? Or?
We're still trying to work out some details. There's some talk of we'd like to hunt with some of our family.
Pop a fish and throat punch might make.
My dad's here in the audience
My
too,
mom's
down
here.
front. Be sure and say hi to him. My mom's here. Yeah, Austin couldn't make it. Yeah, we're trying to do more and kid stuff too. We've got a bunch of hunts coming up, guys, that are going to be some blacktail hunts that we take. Trevor takes a lot of youth kids hunting, and we got to take part in a lot of that this year. Steve as well. Trevor's a real deal goose hunter.
Have shotgun, will travel.
Yeah. So yeah, no, we're definitely going to get back towards the family side of things and kind of going back to what got us here, I guess.
Is Ty going to make another appearance?
I sure hope so.
All right, we got another question.
So I know you guys have a lot of choices on gear that you're able to get. What do you specifically do when you're picking out that brand or what you're looking for to be able to fit your guys' hunts? Just try to narrow it all down.
Me personally, and I think everybody would probably say the same thing, is what works is what we use, like period. There's some opportunities to use other stuff, and I know us personally, if it's not something we believe in or it doesn't work the way we need it, doesn't perform the way we need it to, we're not going to use it.
And also with that said, though, don't let a single piece of gear or not having certain things stop you from going and doing it. Like, just take your, go out in the field and learn what you want, what you don't want, things that you do like, things that you don't like. Don't just let someone else on the internet say that this is the only piece of thing to have. So with that, like, go put yourself through the paces. And if it's not the highest end, whatever it is, piece of gear, don't worry about that. Don't let that be like the wall that you don't go do something. So,
Trent, if there was a quilt company that offered you
$1 million.
$1 million.
Mother's quilt or something?
Yeah, mother's quilt, granny's quilt. She quilted them herself.
Yeah.
Would you take the deal?
$1 million is a lot of money.
Trent needs a picture book on how to correctly operate a quilt.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A quilt should not be drafty.
His job is getting threatened right now. Turn the
What's
camera
new?
around, Weston. On the people, not on you. There you go. There you go.
Derek, any thoughts on this?
I don't have a quilt.
I was going to say, you don't have a quilt.
I'm
You
not
have a
team
sleeping
quilt.
bag. Yeah. My goal in the next year is to build the best sleeping bag for men. Yeah, that's my goal. So, anyway, get ready for a warm sleeping bag that is square, not this coffin stuff. It's gonna be awesome.
I feel like I could
Weighs
see
about
you
8
in one
pounds.
of those like 5-pound Bimart, like flannel inside lined. Just yeah.
Yeah. No zip togethers though. No zip togethers. Any other questions at all, guys? Because who hasn't got a raffle ticket? You were got one right through when you come through the door. The little blue raffle tickets. Everybody should have one. If you don't, I have some still. I think the
Or just
ladies-
make sure you get your.
Yeah, make sure you get your
Take a
stub
7 here.
in this container here.
We got a question right here.
Go ahead, bud.
No.
How many days after 2.0 do you think you recovered for like being tired? Like
Being tired?
I haven't
Yeah, like-
recovered yet.
Yeah. Like how
That's a
many
really
days
good
after
question.
2.0 did you recover from just
After the project, literally, it goes straight into the editing for these guys. So, literally, there hasn't been a recovery period yet. It's not being honest.
Christmas to New Year's was recovery.
Christmas to New Year's was the first literal day off that these guys have had. And I know Casey and B-Mac, you guys, and Logan, you guys
How
are
many
still
people are
editing.
following Hutchins day by day? How many people?
How many
It's
episodes
amazing.
in?
After doing what we did,
Yeah.
looking at that, I'm going. Next year, bring Eric. It's amazing what they're doing.
Hey, I got a question for you, Trent. How many days after 2.0 did it take before you wanted to go elk hunting again?
See, yeah, that is it's amazing how you get back, and then, I mean, it's crazy because you do this thing, and you're listening for that high pitch, right? You're listening for that woo all month long, and then you get back, you'll be in the shower, and you'll be like, that might have been a bugle somewhere. Yeah, it's amazing how that all, but yeah, you miss it, but you get back with your family, and once you see them, then that's when you think about all the fun times that you had throughout the whole thing. So definitely, yeah, it's always on your mind.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys again. You guys did an awesome job as usual. I can't wait to see what 3.0 is. Expecting big things, but what?
I don't know. Casey's looking at me like, told you.
Well, and actually, you could talk on this case. He's like going back to telling these guys, "Hey, you should do a YouTube."
These are the guys right here. Can I just say something real quick?
And then I'm going to say something too.
These are the guys that we were sitting on a rock in the Umpqua River, me and Casey and Trevor, I think. And Casey is just like, guys, this is what you have to do. You have to do that. BMAC has been an advocate of us doing YouTube since he met Cody in SHOT Show. I don't know how many years ago that was.
I got reminded of a Facebook message back in 2012 that said, got this buddy, he's got this thing, it's called hush. It's on YouTube. You should do it. I was like, nah, DVDs, film tour, that's where it's at. The coolest thing I think for us with YouTube is like the power of the community. And I mean, you guys are a testament here. It's fueled us, and we just cannot thank you guys so much for coming out here and supporting this, watching the videos, the comments, and it's really humbling. So,
I just want to read something real quick, Trent. I hope you're okay with this, but this is just going back to explain the type of people that these guys are. And like I said, they have pretty much just bypassed their season for the last 2 years in their home state of Oregon for this project to bring it to you guys and bring us out to hunt elk in Oregon where they grew up hunting. And this year they all got rifle tags for Oregon. And I hope you're okay with me reading this, because this changed me as a person. But so this was November 24th. Trent had a rifle tag for elk, Roosevelt elk. Don't know what unit, but I got a message from Trevor that Trent had killed a bull, and I just wrote him. I said, "Where's the pics, bro?" And he said, "This was a bull that was super emotional for me. It's not a giant bull I killed, but I killed it my way. I tracked it for almost a mile, finally caught up with it, and shot it at 45 yards. It was the first time in a while that there were no cameras, and honestly, between you and me, I cried my eyes out. I only took one picture, and I honestly shouldn't have done that. I wouldn't tell anyone else this, but I think you understand. And it's a bull that Trent killed, and then he donated the meat to his grandpa. I was super stoked about it." And I think for all of us sitting up here, we're super fortunate to do what we do because people like you guys want to see this content and want to be hopefully, changed and want to go out and do these things. But I can tell you that all these people up here do this because they're so passionate about it. And they just love doing it. And it's just like topping on the cake that we get to show it to you guys, and you guys get to watch it. And the hunting community is the coolest community in the world. Trust me. We do some amazing things together. And I can tell you that Born and Raised do it for the right reason. And that's just showcasing why that is.
It circles back to that whole brotherhood and the brotherly love, and just hearing that from you kind of goes back to that whole reason we all started this, and it's really cool. Just circling back to like seeing it within the community, just seeing it in the audience, and just watching that grow in other people. And I think that's what it's all about for all of us, is just kind of growing hunting and this thing we do, and showing people that there's this way to do it, and just to be that community and be friends and the camaraderie. And there's so much more that goes into it than just killing a bull. So thank you guys.
Lots of shenanigans.
Lots of shenanigans goes into it. So thank you guys so much for that. And thank you, Casey and Brian, for basically holding these guys to the fire to finally do it. But
Cody never did respond to that message, but I forgive you.
Well, thank you guys, and let's do some raffles. Let's get some stuff away. And appreciate it, guys.
Last
Everyone
call
have
for
a
tickets,
ticket.
guys. Last call.
Doesn't look like enough tickets.
Doesn't look like enough tickets in here, guys. Stand by.
Looks like
Trent's filling out tickets. Can we give something away real quick? Let's just get this started. 397-4066. 4066. 397-4066. There he is. We got a winner. You got to yell. $397-4056. Wow, the whole row, huh? 56, 4056. Ooh. What do we have for him, Johnny? A new bugle, not a car. Okay, another bugle. Let's do it. Last four numbers, 3874. 3874. You can be the runners. Come on up, kids. 397-3874, guys. Going once. Going twice. She gone. You got it? He's got it. Come on up, buddy. Give him a bugle. We're going to give away a turkey. 397-4706. I've used that decoy before. Well, not that very one, but 397-4706. Going once, going twice. She gone. We're going to the bottom on the side. That one is 397-3964. Bingo. This one, there's two stuck together, so we're going to have two winners. 397-4649-4650. Two winners. 4649, 4650. You think so? I'm going to go with same person. Same team? Or maybe nobody. Man, I really thought we had that. Oh, I'm sorry. Do a dance, Trent. How's the deep V? Oh, yeah. All right. 397-4009. So close. There he is. Ugh. 397-3818. Somewhere out here, I can't see. 397-3999. Come on up. Give them their prize. Run it out, bud. 397-3963. In the back. We got one in the back, kids. Run it out there. Run it out. 397-4679. Crickets. 397-4679. Clear in the back. Sweet. 397-4002. He's got it. Right here. We have a Spot Hog Signature Series sight, guys. This is the Tommy Hog. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. We've been using it for better part of a decade. Here we go, guys. The winner of the Spot Hog site is 397400. He's got it. Sweet. What are we giving away? What's next? Beagle 2, man, a t-shirt. 39745. 31. He's got it in the back. Run it out. Oh, you had one job. 397. What are we winning, Trent? Copy. 4061. Right here. All right, this is a higher number, guys. 3974-337. Where? Oh, in the top. Who's running to the top, girls? Run it out. Dive. Do a dive roll. Be careful, please. Yee. Oh, please watch where you're going when you're going down the stairs, honey. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. You were a little slow. Oh, we got a lower number, guys. 39739. What do you win? Okay, we got a stabilizer and a work sharpener. 3973919. Okay. 3973919. Going once. He's got it. Careful, honey. Yeah, we need to give those last. Here we go. Ooh. 397. What are we winning? Sorry, this is my first time, guys. We have an antelope heads-up decoy and a stabilizer, 8-inch spider. Let's move back a little bit. Okay. 3973926. Did you see how I slowed it down at the end? Did you like that? Okay, cool. Do you have any pointers? I know you guys are back here whispering about how I'm doing it wrong. She's got it. Right here. What do you want? Do you want the decoy or do you want the bugle? What do you got? What does your dad want? Okay, you're getting the stabilizer and the decoy. Okay. Please be careful going down the stairs, honey. They don't have railing and we don't have insurance for that. 397. This is a high number. 4529. I'm having fun with this. This is pretty fun. We may be here till midnight. I'm sorry, those of you who have kids, but mine are here too. So 4529. Did we have a winner? He's got it.
Okay, big one.
Okay. This is a big one. We're doing this one first. Okay, we're going to give away a pair of Vortex Viper HD 10x42 binoculars. Does anyone want a pair of binoculars? Sweet. Okay. The number. Oh, it's kind of a low number. 397-381. Do we still have some people in this? You excited?
Yeah.
She's pretty excited. 6. Who got it? All right. Yeah, buddy. Yep. Okay. We have a Hoyt Youth Clash bow to give away here. Really want to see a little kiddo get this bow here. Would you guys like to read it? Okay. Read it together. Ready? Go.
3974.
Whoa. Okay, guys, we've been working on math. Okay, let's try just one of you.
3974656.
She nailed that. Who do we got? Yeah! Run it out. Okay, careful. 2 hands. 2 hands. Okay. We have one more very, very, very special gift. We are throwing an audible to you guys. Trent's bow. What'd you say?
I customized the bow.
It's going to come with arrows, quiver, broadheads, custom sight, and the pink strings.
It's missing the stabilizer, as you can see, because Trent, quote, doesn't need one, but it's missing it.
Okay. Kiddos, you want to draw, do the honors? You read the last one, honey. I need this to be really, kind of dramatic. Okay? Our forefathers who, no, I'm sorry. Okay. 3973. This is a low number. 39737. Whoever's still in this, can we have them stand up, please? I'd like you to come on stage real quick, if you would. Come on up here, guys. Come on up here. Okay. Whoever has a number between 0, I told you it's going to be a while. Okay, I'm just going to read it. You guys are jerks. 397379. Winner. Oh, man. Guys, we want to thank you so much for coming out tonight. I want to thank everyone who participated in the project, those who videoed the project, and everyone who helped us along the way. We couldn't be doing this without you guys.
Bear hunt winner. Hey, hold on just a second. Hold on. He forgot the most dramatic part is we're doing a bear hunt this spring. You guys signed up? Tonight's the drawing for that. So, didn't get the memo on that one. Random draw. We had 34,527 entries. Oh, I guess we got to video this.
We are a production company. I have to video it.
All right, so the bear hunt winner and their friend of their choice is coming is named Daniel Schmidt. Hopefully it's your friend. DanielSchmidt.1980 for the email. So
Conveniently, it's your best friend, right? Yeah.
So I think with that, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. It means the world to us. All you guys, come on out here and give each and every one of these guys a hand for being a part of Land of the Free 2.0.
Hey guys, we know that some of you came a long way and it's been a long night. We're gonna hang out a little bit to mingle with you guys a little bit before you guys go home. If you wanna stop and say hi, we're gonna mingle around. So thanks guys.